Hey there everyone, PhilChill here and welcome to my channel. After my last video where I talked about some of the most evil characters in Stardew Valley, I really wanted to discuss more about Mayor Lewis and his role in Pelican Town. The mayor is one of the first villagers we meet in Stardew Valley, and he gives us the impression of a really decent and caring person, where he cleans our house before we arrive, but slowly as you get more invested into the community, you will start noticing other aspects of him, which aren't that good. He says it himself that he has much higher aspirations than being only a mayor, and we can notice that in one of Emily's Heart events, where he dresses up as the governor, revealing his deep aspirations he has for his own career. Also, when we talk to him, we can find out that rarely anyone in the town runs against him when election day comes. And I don't know if that is because the community thinks he does a good job and they never decide to run against him, or he is using some backhanded means in order to keep the position as well as his manner. The most important aspect in all of this is what has he done for the whole community in the 20 years he has been an active mayor. So far, when we start, we see that our farm is in ruins completely, which is not his fault as the farm is our private property. But what about everything else in the community? Many bridges around Stardew Valley are broken, leaving areas of interest out of the villagers' reach. He doesn't try to at least clear some of the landslides that happen around the valley, leaving some of the villagers without any contact with people for longer periods of time, like the Adventurers Guild, since at the start it's blocked by a huge landslide and who knows how long they've been blocked off from everyone. The only bus to go in or out of the village has broken down, with no one taking any action to fix it, and using a rickety makeshift bridge for the flower dance, which is a major traditional festival in the town, without any concern about the villagers' safety, which affects George the most, but there may be a hidden agenda here. If he secretly likes Granny Evelyn, you can never know. And don't forget the main building, which is really important for us, and that is the community center, which is in total disrepair without anyone taking care of it. He blames it on no one going there anymore, but he is the person in charge of the community and has to keep an eye on it and maintain it, not just for himself but for the whole community in general. And the main question is, where did all of the money go which were meant for the community center? Well, that question can be answered quite easily, I think. Starting from the winter, in their first year, farmers can find the magnifying glass and begin discovering secret nodes which are spread around the valley, where two of these nodes concern Mayor Lewis, which show more about his hidden nature. The secret node number 19 shows where all the gold that Mayor Lewis has been collecting went. You start the puzzle at Jody's house and end behind Mayor Lewis's house, where you can find a hidden golden statue of Mayor Lewis. If you place the statue around town, the next day the mayor will get it back and send the player a note asking us to stop displaying his private belongings in public, while paying us some gold to keep quiet about the whole matter. Afterwards, the golden statue may appear in Lewis's house or Marnie's house randomly. And speaking of Marnie, the secret note number 21 offers more information about those two. Not that we don't know already with the shorts and all, but at 12:40 midnight, if you interact with a large bush in front of Mayor Lewis's house, Marnie and Lewis would both jump out of it and run in the opposite sides to escape the player, hoping you didn't recognize them. Also, in his room, you can find a letter from Marnie asking him to visit her more often since she misses him, and to try to sneak from the back window into her room, showing how much their relationship has grown. And also, a little funny mention is that if you interact with Jazz's dollhouse, you can see that she put a grandpa figure hiding under the bed, noting that at one point she has probably seen Mayor Lewis there. You can imagine the blackmail she could do to him for all of the pig cake in the world. The shorts that Mayor Lewis asks you to find are also found in Marnie's room, and to be honest, in my first playthrough I gave them to the mayor instantly, and regretted it afterwards since I found out the whole story behind him. The shorts are quite important because you can have so much fun with those, and if you already gave your pair to Mayor Lewis, don't worry, you can just put a staircase in the pants slot and you will get a pair of the Mayor Lewis shorts, which you can then put in the luau and surprise the governor with a sweet taste, making the luau much more delightful. The 6th heart event for both Marnie and Lewis reveals their relationship and the story behind it, noting that Marnie wants to go public with it, but Lewis is still afraid that it would undermine his authority in the town, which is a really lame excuse if you ask me, not having the courage to be honest and try to have a better life with the one you love, making you think if Mayor Lewis is just faking those feelings because of that. So even if he's hiding his real intentions for the most part, he mainly just waits for all of the problems to fix themselves, or someone else to fix them for him, like the Georgia Corporation, which moved into town with his permission. You could imagine his neatly laid out plans to at least sell the community center to them, as a last move in order to get huge amounts of gold for his pockets. Since I don't think most of the gold he acquires gets invested into the community, as we mentioned before about the golden statue. Combining his greed for money and him not wanting to go further with Marnie in their relationship, I suspect he just wanted to get the gold and probably skip town, leaving all of the villagers in a broken community. But that's a long shot probably even for me, since we don't know that for sure. You can also spot a lot of broken tiles on the ground, places and houses without roads, which you can imagine how they move around when it's raining, and litter practically everywhere you go, from the fountains in the town to the rivers and lakes of the valley, meaning no one took at least a bit of an action to stop the spread of garbage in the whole community. But yeah, I know that the garbage is a great boost for the player's economy, but overall, when talking about the world in Stardew Valley, most of these could be solved for that little town if the person in charge took some real actions. The mayor's plan to utilize Georgia to fix up the valley would have backfired, where most of the local businesses would have closed down due to their inability to keep up with Georgia. And for fixing up the valley, neither Georgia nor the mayor would do that, since that would mean you would need to pay huge amounts of gold to fix up the community, and neither side would do anything for the well-being of the community for free, leaving the whole thing to the player, where we pay for every single repair in the valley. With this, to be honest, there should be an option to run against Lewis for all of the work we put in taking that position from him, in order to save the valley, since things are bound to repeat themselves in the future. That's why I think Mayor Lewis has really done nothing for the well-being of the community, just collecting the gold as he moves along, and the villagers' trust in him never wavered, and I really can't seem to find a reason why. But I know one thing, the greed will never stop the mayor in his path. But everyone, that's it for this video. What do you think about the mayor in general? Do you think he does his job properly? Or do you think he's not suited for that position? And what do you think about his interactions with Marnie? Let me know down below. In any case, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out any of my future videos. I really hope you have a great day, and I will see you all in my next one. But till then, stay safe.